Good day, guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ademola Badmos, and this is probably I think the eighth episode on BDD. And in this particular episode, we'll be talking about scenario outline. So, what is exactly is a scenario outline? So, a scenario outline is a feature in BDD that allows you to write a, a single scenario that can probably test two or more test cases for you. So a typical example is if you want to test probably some types of user logins. If you want to test some type of user login on your system, you can actually create a scenario outline. So let's say you have a super admin, you have an admin, and you have a common user. You can create a scenario outline where all those three users can log in and move on, and you can check their login success. Another way you can do it is you can, even if it is not that straightforward, if the journey is still similar but you will get different results, you can use scenario outline to manage those results. So which means that in the first scenario, take for instance, let's still use the user login example. Let's say as an admin user, once you log in, what you'll be seeing is different from what the common user would see. So what that means is that you create a scenario outline that would define the user that will log in and also define the expected view of that user. So a super admin is supposed to see the records of every user once the super admin logs in, while a common user is supposed to just see his own probably transaction details or its own history page. So which means in your scenario outline, the examples you are going to use would be for the user details and also the results page that will be rendered. So in this particular video, I will teach you how to do this using two different methods, but I'll do it at the same time. So in order to make the video a bit short, I would just copy this and I will make an edit rather than write something new. So let me copy this and paste this here. So instead of a glitch user, I can say a user type, a user type should be able to log in. Let's say user types should be able to log in, able to log in and perform actions. So instead of having this as glitch user, we'll put this in first a quote, then we'll put this angle bracket, and let's just put this as username. So we'll put in that particular type of user. And remember that they have a different action. One of them adds to cart and the other one removes from cart. So we can change the action here to let's put a quote and let's say action let's say I add item and I remove item. That's what we'll use. And if the eventuality is that for one of them you have to see the item in the cart, and for one of them the cart has to be empty. So we can also do this and say we see results, right? So with this done, then we need to create the example tables that will define the things that we need. So we can say example right underneath it. We say examples, and under the examples we create a table using the words we have in the angle brackets. So we say username here, and in the other one we say action. That's the second one we did. And in the third one we'll say results. Okay, then we have this, then we'll put the values in underneath. So for the values of the username, I'm going to use the exact value inside because I'm trying to do two different methods. So I use the exact value inside the standard user and the performance glitch user. That's what I will use. So I will go back here, and for that, let me start with the standard user, and let's go again and put the performance glitch user all at once. Then we come back here for the action. The action is we add item, and the action here is we remove item, while the last one is we'll see I should I should see the item in cart, while the last one could be I should see the empty cart. So let me just quickly format this. Let me format the file so it looks well arranged. Now what we need to do is just implement these 3 steps and we'll have something working. So in order to implement the step, I will still go here and copy some steps and reuse them. So insert, the first one is we insert the username. So I'll copy this step, insert user standard name, and I'll rename it. So here I insert we begin to do the manipulation. So let's call this username. We could call it something else if you want to, so you can try that, and I'll call this username. So inside here, we just pass in the username. And this would work. Why would it work? Because the values we are passing in is the exact value for the username for each of the tests. If you check this, you see username. This is the username that we need exactly. So we can just use it directly. So this would work for us. So the next one is we need to get the action, and that would be when I remove item from cart, or probably when I add an item to cart. So let's copy one of those steps too. Let's copy one of those steps as well, and let's get things done. So I'll look for that. When the time is 4 a.m. right now in Manchester, it's 11 degrees. So let me use this when I add an item to cart. So I'll copy this. Now the thing is, the arrangement doesn't matter. So I can copy and paste it right here. So all these steps will just be picked up by will be resolved by the step definition once it sees the Gherkin file. So what do we need to put there? Let me look at it again here. Action item. Let me just copy this. Take it here, then I'll edit it. Action item. So which means we will change this here to parenthesis curly braces, and we'll come here and say action. So now we can now check if the action is, if action, just like we did for reusing the steps, if action is, what's the value in our example? Add. If action is add, you should click the add to cart button, and where's the remove? I remove an item from cart, so this is it. So this is what we need. So we can now say else if action is equal to remove, you should remove the item, and don't let us forget to indent it. And lastly, in the user journey, we check the results, so I should see the results. So we can just pick one of those steps and reuse that. I should see So let's use this. So I should see results. Let's see if that's correct. I should see the result. So it is not I should see, it's I should see the results. And we can copy the same concept here. We'll just change the value. I want the video to not take much time, so I will do this. So we just change this here. We add results here, result, and we change this to result, and change this as well to result. Then we put the values here, the item in cart. So we put item in cart here. Then we don't need this for now, so and I put empty cart here. So let's put the corresponding thing. So I should see the item in cart would have this action. Well, okay, we need to indent this. So while the empty cart should have this action instead. So the empty cart should have this. Then we indent it. So with this, I think we should be good and the test should run. So let's run the test and see. Oh, so we did not. What's the problem? Says examples must only appear inside scenario outline. Oh, we made a mistake. So this is still a scenario. We need to have outline there. And this would run our test for us. Let's run it again. So all three steps will run. All three scenarios that we've created will run together. But the last scenario will run twice. As you can see, it has already started the second one. We'll get a detailed stuff here. So we can see that we have one feature, but we have created 4 scenarios. In actual fact, we've written 3, but because we created an example, so this one had to go and run the test to check all of this for the first one, and did the same thing for the second one. If we scroll down here, we will see what it had done. It did it twice. So as you can see, it named it 1.1 and also 1.2. Then it ran the one that we created before. So this is how you can use a scenario outline, and I've been able to successfully do it by showing you 2 different methods by which you can pass in your values. It is important to tell you that it is bad practice when you want to use this style that I used here, standard user, you want to use it for clicking an element. Why is it bad practice? It is bad practice because it will be tough for someone who wants to debug your code to know which particular element that you clicked. Perhaps maybe the element that you clicked was wrong, or probably it is now buggy, or it has changed. It might be difficult for the person to identify that element. So it's better to use probably a word, then inside it you reference where the element is, so it will be easy to maintain your code and all. While you're creating your script, always remember that maintenance. So that is why I feel that it is a bad practice. So except when it has to do with inserting values, you can use that method where you just go ahead and insert the values like this. Where is it? So you just have one line of code, this one. So you can use it when you're inserting values, but when you're clicking an element and you need to identify the element, it's better to use the other style that I used. So if you've gotten this far, thank you very much. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you have any, or if you have questions. I would gladly attend to them, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.